And welcome to this week's update. I hope that you and your families are well. It's been a lovely week, especially for community events this week. Our community is absolutely incredible. And what it can develop and deliver when we all come together is absolutely amazing. So we had the Koali this week. That was on Thursday, and it was an absolutely joyous occasion. I know that so many people enjoyed that, and thank you to Soraya in particular and Lisa for organising that, and everybody at the Halifax Opportunities Trust. Absolutely fantastic event. It was lovely to see so many people there at the beginning of it when I was there. And it's really nice to be a part of that and use our facilities to be able to support community events and open up our doors. And I'm hoping to do more and more of that over the next few months and years to come, really, is how we can use our facilities to support everyone. And then on Friday, I was fortunate enough to be invited to the 51st Pelham Scouts evening, where they were invited with the King's Award. And this is an incredible opportunity. This is the highest honour a voluntary group can get. And it was really humbling just to be part of that with the work around the iftar over the last couple of days and the other work that we do with the Scouts. And again, speaking with Zahir and Zahid, we've got so many different events coming up and bigger and better plans for the coming months to really work with the Scouts. It's an incredible organisation. It was lovely to see so many of you there, so many of your children, so many staff there. So it was just a real honour to have been invited to that and to be a part of their story. So today I just want to we haven't talked about COVID for a long time, but schools are still dealing with the impact of COVID. And we are going to be for years to come. And we can see this in attendance. We're still not back to pre-COVID levels for attendance. And this year 11 is the year group which has been hit the most in secondary. And you can see it in the attendance figures. You can see it where we've got more children persistently absent. Our attendance isn't above 90%, as I've said. It's really hard. And getting children in, we really need support with that. And I know so many of you have been supportive. We can see it with mental health. And this isn't just us. This is across the country. Schools are struggling with attendance. It's a national issue. It's a national mental health crisis in children, which we, again, in this school, we're trying to deal with the best we can. And I know you are too. And there are struggles with that. And again, there are national issues around behaviour. The dysregulation that children have suffered over the last few years have been immense. And again, we're no different from that. And, like all of the schools, we've got challenges around that. We push attendance as much as we can. You know that with the attendance team, with Miss Kesey in primary, Miss Gladdock, Miss Childs and Miss Roy. And I've asked them to really chase down attendance. That is such a link to school achievement. We know that if children in school, they do better. It's as simple as that for their grades. And we know also good qualifications, as well as everything else, are so important for children to get to really high quality sixth forms. And I don't want, and we don't want as a school, your children to miss out. And that's one of the most important things that we can do, is making sure that they have access to this high quality sixth form provision. We've just recently reviewed our pastoral teams. Mr. Shabazz, Mr. Swain and Miss King are all going to be taking on bigger roles because they're excellent at what they do, and trying to work with some really, really challenging situations, is their expertise. But we're trying to do more in that role. And you'll be aware, they have, for all the wonderful things in our community, there are also times where it's challenging, and it's not easy saying this, but we have had some community tensions. I'm sure that you are aware of what's happened over the Easter holidays and before that, and they have drifted into school, unfortunately. And we are dealing with those as robustly as possible. We don't want that. It's a tiny, tiny minority of people, of children who are involved in those, and we're dealing with that incredibly robustly. We're working with it. We're working with the police because it's not what we want as a school. It's not our values. It's not your values. It's not what you want. And so we're working with the police to be able to work with those families and those children. And we are doing a lot of different actions to put things in place to make sure that that type of behaviour just isn't tolerated and accepted at school. And I know that I'll have your support with that. And then when it comes to students' well-being, general well-being, we are looking at what we can do there. We're constantly evolving and adjusting our curriculum to make sure it's adept for them, all the enrichment activities that we can provide. And also then looking at school culture. And one of those things is mobile phones. And that is something that we are reviewing. And we're going to come out with some consultation over the next few weeks to see whether or not we need to make any changes for September and see actually whether we need to do something different with mobile phone usage in school. Currently our policy, if mobile phones are seen, they are confiscated. if they are in the building. But we may need to do more than that in order to make sure that people feel using them in a productive way, and using them in a healthy way. And that's fundamentally where we come from. You know, this idea of student agency is really important to us, but sometimes we need to put in more support than other times. And then finally from me, it is just a thank you very much for all the positive feedback we've had about the changes we want to make to the school day and the school week for next year. We had Year 8 Parents' Evening. It was lovely to see so many of you there. And again, the feedback that you gave us was excellent. Really, really positive about it, and that's really reassuring. We're going to continue to take that. If you've got any specific feedback, then please do send it through to the office. And we can have a look at that, obviously, and we will come out again with more information over the next couple of weeks, and we will keep on sharing that as we move into September, and obviously we'll tell the students more about it as well, and keep on sharing that so everybody is aware of it. So that's it from me. I look forward to speaking to you again next week, and take care, everyone.